TNT is tuned about a quarter step down from standard pitch. To remain consistent with the other lessons on this DVD, this lesson will be taught in standard tuning. TNT starts off with a very memorable rhythm that should be very easy for most beginners. The solo is basic but fast. Beginners shouldn't have a problem with the half speed, but working up to 3/4 and full speed might be a challenge. The song TNT starts out with an E5 power chord. Just combine the 6th string open with your index finger on the 5th string 2nd fret. And if you've been playing guitar a little while, you can also add the 4th string 2nd fret by barring your finger across the 5th and 4th strings. For beginners, this might be a little bit tricky, so you have my permission to cheat and play only the 5th and 6th strings until you get a little stronger. Strum down on strings 6, 5, and 4 to ring out the chord while the drums build up to start the song. When the verse starts, play another E5, then mute the strings. There are 2 ways to do this. You can lay the palm of your picking hand across the strings to deaden the notes. And as a backup, you can use your free fingers of your playing hand to mute the strings by laying them across the fretboard. If you do both together, you'll definitely get a good mute. There's an open G5 power chord. Place your middle finger on the 6th string 3rd fret, allowing the bottom of your skin to touch the 5th string, muting the string and preventing any notes from ringing out. As you strum this chord, you are also going to include the open 4th and 3rd strings. So with your middle finger in place, strum down on strings 6, 5, 4, and 3. Let the chord ring out, then mute the strings. The next chord is an A5, 5th string open, index finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, along with a finger bar across the 3rd string 2nd fret. Just like the E5, beginners can cheat and skip the bar for now. Just be sure to let the notes ring out, then mute the chord like before. While you mute the A5 chord, play the 6th string 3rd fret with your middle finger, a quick change to the A5 chord, then return to the 6th string 3rd fret and give it a slight bend. Just keep pressure on the note and give it a smear across the fingerboard. That makes up the chord changes to the verse. Again, it's E5, mute, G5, mute, A5, mute with the 6th string G note, A5, G, and bend, and then repeat several times. There are also some rhythm variations to the verse. Since there are 2 guitars in the mix, Angus and Malcolm Young often play slightly different rhythm parts. To enhance the E5, bar the 2nd fret as we learned earlier, but angle your finger to lightly touch the 3rd string. Since you're not holding the 3rd string against the fretboard, the strings will be muted and prevent any strained notes. Next, you want to allow the 2nd and 1st string to ring out with the rest of the chord. It's a little tricky if you're just starting out. When you get to the A5 chord, you can make it an A chord by adding the 2nd string 2nd fret to the finger bar. The rest of the rhythm remains the same. There is an end tag to each verse where you play the chords a little different. Play the E5, then mute, but when you change to G5, let the chord ring out, then switch to an A5, allowing it to ring out as well. Here's a practice run playing the verse at half speed. You can play along using the basic power chords, E5, G5, to A5, or you could play along using the extended E5 and A chord. Phrase 2 introduces the chorus, which simply uses the same chords in reverse. Start on an A5 to 6th-string 3rd fret G note with a slight bend, and end on an E5 with a mute. Repeat this a total of 4 times. Again, Malcolm and Angus Young play slightly different rhythm variations. So in the second measure, you see some alternative chords that you can mix in. This would be an A chord, G note with a bend, and end on the extended E5 with a mute. For the end tag, play a double G5 power chord, mute, and then let an A5 ring out. There's a single note guitar fill that is played here as well. On the 3rd string, 2nd fret, bend the note a full step, which means you want to match the pitch of the 4th fret. This is a pre-bend that you will gradually release. You can bend this with your index finger, but beginners might find it easier to use the index and middle fingers to assist with the bend. Here's a practice run at half speed. After another verse and chorus, phrase 3 kicks off the lead guitar solo, repeating the 3rd string 2nd fret bend, release, then a descending scale run on the 1st string 3rd fret with the middle finger, 2nd fret with the index finger, then open, to 2nd string 3rd, 2nd, open, to the 3rd string, pull off from the 2nd to open, ring finger on the 4th string 4th fret, slide up 1 fret to the 5, then play the 3rd string open. While this note rings out, apply your ring finger to the 6th string 15th fret and sound it without picking, then slide down the neck. End with the 6th string open. Here's a